Hey lollies, this is Cal Chan from the Anime HQ, and these are my top 10 beautiful anime art styles. Number 10 is Majoko Shimai no Yo-Yo Tenene, and man, that name is always gonna screw me up. It screwed me up on the first recording here. But the beautiful background art and the beautiful bright art style that this show has, the expressive character animation and detail is just absolutely outstanding. It really bothers me that not very many people have seen this. I mean, it's animated by Ufotable, who, you know, Fate Zero, UBW, and all this other stuff. And they're really, really great, and I feel like this is one of their most beautifully animated movies. It has some of their most expressive character animation that Ufotable tends to be pretty, like, lackluster in. And honestly, like, I mean, I know you guys are looking at it right now, it's quite beautiful. Number 9 is Akatsuki no Yona, and honestly, I know it's a lot more simple of an art style, but the background art of this show has always just spoke wonders to me. It's very detailed, very lush and vivid. The foresty type stuff is great too, and I really, like, have this thing for red-haired anime chicks. Like, I think you guys know that. And I just really love Yona's character design as a whole. Just everything about her is great, so just to me, just everything about Yona's art style is just downright beautiful. Number 9 is Wolf's Rain, and this is a 2003 show, and I actually bought this on Blu-ray really recently, in remastered 1080p and whatnot. And the dystopian type feeling and atmosphere that a lot of this show gives me is great. There's so much detail in the backgrounds, and Studio Bones really just knows what to do. All the character designs are really, really good as well, and they give all the characters a unique personality and match with the characters' everything. But I really love the dystopian setting that it has beautiful snowy fields and just everything in general, and it's just such a beautiful looking 2003 show. Number 7 is from Nihon Animator Misoichi, episode 11, Power Plant. And this really isn't like a full TV series or anything, but it's just so beautifully animated. The CG is great, the details in the backgrounds are absolutely insane. The thing itself, it doesn't really have any story really, but it has a nice message, and the art style really captivates with that message as well. It's just downright beautiful, and I feel like it deserved a mention and had to be on this list. Number 6 is Selector Infected Wick Sauce. I know I say the name wrong, but that's how I'm gonna say it. And while the character designs really aren't that great in my opinion, they're more typically just average, you know, the nose isn't all that great, but they're kind of just there. The pastel-like backgrounds are just quite really, like, so they speak volumes to me in measures. They're just so good for me. And when they get into like the card game battles, how the red and blue can contrast each other, or like white and green work really well together, and it just really gives off this unique atmosphere that I really haven't seen a lot of other shows do personally for me, and it really is beautiful. Number 5 is Haibane Renmei, and this one might come to a surprise to a lot of people. The animation itself is kind of below average, and the art really is simple, but something about the simple art style that it has just gives you this melancholy feel. And it really just sets you into the setting, like literally, you feel like you're there in the show. And I feel like that's what the art style captivates me the most with, is that I generally just feel like I'm there. And not to mention, it does have some really nice shots once in a while as well. Number 4 is Nagi no Asakara, and I really don't have anything else to say. The art style is just straight up gorgeous. It's one of the best looking shows of 2013 with its art style. Maybe not the animation side, but just the background art is so detailed, and the underwater scenes are just, I know I keep using this word, but it's just so captivating, it's so enthralling, and it's just so downright beautiful. Number 3 is Katanagatari, and I'd almost say this is the most unique on this list. There's so many unique eye styles, giving each character a unique symbol to them. The background art is stunning, gorgeous. There's never a frame where, well, okay, it probably is, but there's never really a frame that I'm looking at where I'm not just staring in awe at the background art. It's very vivid, very detailed, and just very different from a lot of different shows. Very like watercolor type feel to it, and almost like it's painted in a lot of times, and it's just straight up gorgeous to me. I love the character designs of the show, and I feel like every single one of them has a unique feel to them compared to some other shows, you know, like Selector or something, but I just feel like it really deserves the number 3 spot on my list. Number 2 is Flip Flappers, and if you haven't seen this show, I think you'll really understand just by the visuals alone that you're seeing on screen. There is so many different settings to this show. It has an episodic-ish feels to it, so it can have so many different kinds of worlds, and it just explores them all really well. It has beautiful landscapes, really detailed work. And as I said with Katanagatari, a lot of it just feels like it could be a painting, and I know that's one thing that really captivates me about anime as well, personally, and I feel like Flip Flappers just has that downright great. The settings that it makes are really well designed. Number 1 is Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. Whether it be the watercolor-esque aesthetic backgrounds or the detailed characters and their clothing and everything and the equipment that they carry and the amount of weight that the world has, like everything about the animation to the art just feels so natural, or whether it be how the world draws you in with its beautiful landscapes and aesthetics and just everything. And it's also fairly melancholy like Haibane Renmei was, but it's much more pop outy as well, and it really makes everything about Grimgar just feel alive, and to me that's very important to something. And it's just, there's so much wallpaper potential in the show as well that I had to put this at number 1. I feel like it deserves the amount of respect that it needs for the art and whatnot. Anyway, enough about Grimgar. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to comment what anime art styles you really like the most. There's so many different unique anime art styles that I would really like you guys to express your feelings about them as well. Also, you know, leave a like, because that's the scummy thing to do.